What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Crown. You're watching Sub Urban Nerd. This is the channel where I give my nerd reviews on today's nerd news. But today I know it's been a while, I'm gonna try and get back to the regular things, but work's so crazy. But today is gonna be a review on Deadpool 2. I know it's really late. I've been so busy. I wanted to just get it out finally, and I know people might not care about this video because it's so late, but I'm not gonna do one of those non-spoilers. Since it's been out for 2 weeks, I'm just gonna do my spoiler review. And first, I'm gonna just let you guys know that as far as this movie, Deadpool 2, compared to the first one, I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted because my heart says that I like Deadpool, the first one, more. But my brain tells me that Deadpool 2 is better in so many other ways. Now, in the end verdict, I'll decide at the end of this review. So, the first thing I'm going to talk about is Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds, once again, he comes back and he kills it as Deadpool. Like, this dude was made to be Deadpool. Now whenever I see other movies he's in, I just think of it as Deadpool before he was Deadpool. Like Van Wilder. I think that's Wade Wilson, like in his college years, before he went all mercenary. And then you figure, maybe, what's it called, that movie? Oh, Blade Trinity. Maybe that was Wade Wilson, it's because I think they were a mercenary. Maybe his name was different, but I'm just saying, like, if you think about it now, everything that you see him being a badass in might have just been Wade Wilson before he was Deadpool. It's crazy to think. Just think about it. Just watch, like, when you think about it that way, it makes you watch movies, or, Ryan Reynolds movies a little bit different. But like I said, Ryan Reynolds, he killed it once again as Deadpool. This time has a co-star, Josh Brolin. Yes, Thanos himself is now in another Marvel movie. But this is Marvel Fox, so don't get that twisted. Fox has, X-Men and anything dealing with X-Men, which is like Deadpool and Fantastic Four. Marvel has everything else, except for Hulk completely and Namor. But that's a whole nother thing where that's Universal, but let's not get into that. Let's just say Josh Brolin kills it once again as Cable. Cable, it seems a little bit robotic, but that's kind of how Cable is. Cable is very just no BS, just straight to the, like, he is literally like a Terminator. He is a Terminator, and that's how he, that's how he goes through life. Like, that's why it was sort of like a funny, there was a sitcom, called Odd Couple. Yes, I believe it's an Odd Couple. And basically, Deadpool and Cable are the comic book odd couple, because that's why they put them together in the comic books, because they're so opposite that they just work off of each other. So in the movie, it worked off just as well. I'm gonna bring back into Vanessa, who was in the first one, which I think that might be the thing, my heart telling me that's why better, because you got to see the relationship even more, and you got to see how much they truly loved each other. Granted, in this one, you definitely see how much they love each other, but she doesn't have as much screen time, or you don't get to see it develop as much more. You just know it already developed, and you see her in periodic moments when he comes close to death. And I think they're using her as Lady Death in a way, because in the comic books, he's trying to kill himself. He wants to be with Lady Death. He's in love with Lady Death, and then Lady Death likes him. Like, I think she's in love with him as well. But then Thanos curses him so that he's immortal, so he can't die, to keep him away from his woman, Lady Death. So, it's not the same thing, but I can see where they were kind of picking and kind of like making it seem sort of the way it is. But, Mirena Baccarin, like, her name. The lady that basically is from, the Century, like the movie, whatever. Yeah. She is so beautiful. Vanessa is so beautiful. Everything is her in Gotham. Whenever you just see her on screen, she is just so gorgeous. Like her face, just in general, when you look at her, it just oozes beauty. I know that don't sound too good, but You get what I'm saying? So once to seeing her again, she was great, and she was basically the plot device for a way to make the X-Force, and for him to move forward. Like, he was trying to kill himself, and then he saw her, and she was like, you got to figure out, your heart's got to be in the right place. And then he thought that was, okay, maybe I need to do something good, so maybe I need to just join up with the X-Force. The X-Men. And that's when he joins up with the X-Men. And then after this, the kid, who's played by Julian Dennison, Fire Fist, when he comes across him, he decides to be there for him. And he believes that maybe that's what his purpose is, to basically be there for this kid. And then all the way at the end, he, kind of sacrificed himself, because this is a spoiler, he sacrificed himself to, show the kid that you don't have to kill everybody. Like, there are people who would be there for him. So by him sacrificing himself, showed the kid that there is someone that actually cares about him, so it put him on a different track, because that's why Cable was trying to kill him, because the kid, once he kills his first person, it changes you, and it would change the kid, and then the kid would go on to be a really, really bad guy, and would go on to actually kill Cable's family, because Cable was the Resistance, which is sort of what happened with Vanessa, because Deadpool, with what he did, somehow the guy got away because he went in the panic room, and he came back with a vengeance and tried to kill Deadpool at his house, and that's how she got killed. And that's why Deadpool's trying to kill himself throughout the movie, because he feels guilt. He blames himself for her death, which in a way it sort of is, because it's his job. That's what he does. He mercenary. He kills people, and somehow it followed him back home. The other people that got brought back that from the first one, you've got T.J. Miller playing Weasel. He was okay. I remember him being a little bit funnier in the first one. So, surprisingly, he's not going to be in the third one, if there is a third one. And also, I think it might have partly because of some, allegations and some stuff. Like, the stuff that he's done outside of work, which I'm not going to get too much into it. But let's just say he called a bomb threat on a lady in a subway because she didn't like him, or she wasn't giving him play, or something like that. So, that being said, forget him. Don't really matter. It was cool seeing him, but if they have the next one, he's not in it. I don't think many people are going to be missing him. He didn't bring that much to this one. He had, a few lines here and there, but I remember it being a little bit more funnier in the first one. Also, you've got Blind Al, who, I'm trying to look right now. Where is Blind Al? Leslie Uggams, whatever her name is. Blind Al was definitely fun in this one. I liked her a little bit more in this one. I remember her lines. Like, in the first one, there wasn't really much that she said for me to remember her by. Just remember her. And then the funny trope is, in the end of the first Deadpool, he tells her, in this house is a pound of cocaine and a cure to blindness. So then when he shows up in the house, he gets the cocaine, and if you look real closely, it says cure to blindness. Which, I don't know if that's a real thing, but knowing Deadpool, it probably is. And he really just is messing with her. You've got newcomers, which is, what's her name? Sorry, looking for the thing. Oh, you got Zazie Beetz. Zazie Beetz as Domino. She killed it. Actually, like, in the news I reported, she was one of the main things that they said they wanted to see more of. Like, they started doing more reshoots with her and Josh Brolin as Cable, because people found that they liked them more. So they had some good amount of Zazie Beetz as Domino, and you left wanting to see even more, because her personality is just so great. You like she can go back and forth with Ryan. I think that's what made it. That's what got it for her. The way she can just go back and forth, and she has that wit. And wit takes you a long way, especially with being as beautiful as Zazie Beetz is. Because I've heard of her being on Atlanta, the show with what's his name, Donald Glover. Donald Glover. But the show that he actually produced and that I think he starred in, but I haven't seen it, so I didn't know what to expect. I just know when I saw her, she was beautiful, but it makes me kind of want to see Atlanta maybe, because she's definitely a great actress, and she can definitely do action. I can see her having a spinoff. If there was to be a spinoff, they could definitely do one of those, because she's this badass, sort of like Black Widow, but she has that cinematic superpower is what they called it, where just things just worked out in her favor. Even when it looked like she was about to be shot by Cable, her luck brought Deadpool in. Bam! Just came in and saved her life. You've got, but the crazy thing is so many cameos. You've got Terry Crews. You had so many other characters. There was what's the name? The dude that's in pretty much every. He's starting to be in like a cameo for everything. Matt Damon. Matt Damon has been a cameo like so many movies. He's in Thor Ragnarok. He's in this. Is like some hick that gets shot by Cable the first time when he shows up, sort of like the Terminator. But like the best cameo was Brad Pitt as a Vanishing Man. Holy shit! Like I did not see that coming. Like all like it's funny because of foreshadowing. Because the way they did it was perfect marketing. They made everyone think, oh, X-Force is coming. X-Force is gonna be here. Bam! Just y'all wait for it. X gonna give it to you. It's gonna give it to you. X gonna and then all the way at the end, all you see is when someone mentions like, there's gonna be high winds, and then like Deadpool was like, so what? And then like Peter mentions it too, because Peter's definitely a great part of it, because you seen him in the trailer where he has no powers, but somehow he's on a team. And Depender is pissed off because the whole beginning, whatever, Depender's talking about how he envies Deadpool and he wants to be part of this team. He wants to be an assassin, and they say no. They keep saying no, but somehow Peter gets put on the team. He's like, damn it! But Peter's like, these high winds. He was like, it's okay, Sugar Bear. I won't let anything happen to you. So what happens? Like, he was like, I was in the military. You think we let some winds stop us from doing what we do, jumping out of a plane? No. Then they jump out, and then he goes, and then winds knocks him into like a board, like a sign or whatever. And then as he looks, he sees everyone spiraling all out of crazy. Like, man, these winds are pretty strong. And then one by one, the X-Force just starts getting murked and murdered. And that's what's so crazy about it, because it's like, they warned him. It was one of those things where like they kind of threw this hints, and like I'm telling you, there was hints galore on the way this movie was going. Even in the beginning intro with the song "Ashes" by what's her name, Celine Dion. That the bullet going through the coins and all that. There was so many foreshadowing of what's going to happen in the movie. You just had to pay attention for it. But yeah, everyone one by one getting died. Like, oh my god! Like it's just Terry Crews getting hit by the bus. Everyone died except for Peter. He somehow lands, but then I forget the one that he starts helping. What's the name? Zeitgeist. He's getting chipped up by a wood chipper by somehow, and then Peter's trying to save him, and he throws up on him. The acid lands and burns off his arm, and that's how he dies. And it's just crazy. But the one of the other best cameos is the not superhero, but anti-hero, whatever, the Juggernaut. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch! Not from the, like, he didn't say that like they did in the third X-Men, but this Juggernaut was true to what Juggernaut was. He's a massive beast, unstoppable. And when you saw him, it was so, and a little tip, if you guys don't know by now, which you probably should because the movie's been out for 2 weeks, that was played by Ryan Reynolds. The voice was done by Ryan Reynolds. It's motion captioned by Ryan Reynolds. So, yeah, right, that's why when they showed, what's it called, Juggernaut, when they were doing the credits, it just says played as by the Juggernaut, because it was Ryan Reynolds the whole time, and they did a great thing. The fight between Colossus and Juggernaut, it was something we've wanted to see for so long, and I knew I was going to get to see it because, like I said, I reported on this news about the Juggernaut being in this Deadpool 2 movie like months and months ago, like last year. So when I saw it, it was finally something. It was everything I wanted to see. So and then Zazie Beetz saving him after he gets ripped in half by the Juggernaut. That was like, and then the whole thing where they played off of the first one where they had the little baby hand, but this one they had little baby legs, and they were doing like I forget what that movie is called again, where the ladies crossing her legs. I'm sorry, I've gone off the top of my head, but yeah, they did the whole crossing the legs thing and showing little baby junk, and they're just like, oh, teabag, and it was more like it's more like a sip, as so much as a teabag, but yeah, the whole thing. They come together at the end. They go to the place to stop the kid because the kid is teamed up with Juggernaut because while they're in the prison, missed that. Yeah, Deadpool kills one of the people because he realized that the kid was getting abused at the home, and they both go to prison. And there's this one scene I'm sorry I'm jumping out of place, but just going back to it. There was this one scene where I was busting out laughing when nobody else was laughing. And when was this? It was basically when they were seeing a collar and Deadpool fell off the side and then landed on a table and broke his back and his neck. And just the visual view of that had me rolling. And nobody else was laughing but me at that time, which I felt kind of weird. But I was just like, why does no one think the way he's shaped right now is funny? But that's, that's how his powers reactivate, because the collar breaks off somehow. Considering the fact that they said it would take a grenade to break it off, but somehow it fall, bam. Well, you know what? Plot. But yeah, going back, sorry, I just had to mention that because it was just fun. But going back to the end, with the way everything came out, Juggernaut fighting Colossus realizing he had to play dirty, and basically, pulling down his pants, sticking an electric cord, shocking him in his ass or his balls, whatever he did, then throw him into the water, and then having him get electrocuted. That was definitely awesome, because he wasn't going to win that fair fight. He definitely wasn't. Juggernaut's just a powerhouse. Zazie Beetz, the way she was taking out those guys, or they called the pedophiles, whatever, the workers at the place, and then every time she took them down, they were just getting killed by their own things, and it was just gruesome, but it was just so awesome seeing it. I don't know why. It was just so great watching that. He was like, I'm gonna need a bus to get you guys out. Bam, a bus somehow is thrown into the side of the building to get all the kids out. And that's pretty much how it ends. But at the end, where Deadpool's like, if you're gonna kill him, because it's gonna change. If you're gonna kill him, you're gonna have to kill me. And he puts the collar on to, suppresses his powers. And then Cable tries to shoot the kid. Deadpool runs and jumps in front, takes a bullet, and then they were like, let me take off the collar. He's like, no, just let it happen. So then that's what changed the kid's perspective. He was like, you did this for me? He was like, yes. And then he did the drawn out death, which, keep pretending like he's dead, but he comes back for a little bit. And then finally he's done. And then that's when Cable goes, he says he only has one way to jump back once. So then he goes back and then puts a coin that he took from Deadpool inside a pocket where he's going to shoot him. And then that's where, so Deadpool survives. And he was like, you did this? He was like, yeah. He was like, you had one jump? He was like, yeah, I figured I'd stick around here and help you guys out more. And that's kind of like how it ends. But the best thing is the post-credits. The post-credit scenes is where this movie it took it to another level, because post-credits sometimes they do these things where they add a little bit to it, but it changed your whole perspective, because everybody thought bad about what they did to Deadpool in Wolverine's Origins. Everyone hated that Deadpool, including Ryan Reynolds. Then you had Green Lantern. In Deadpool, once he gets it fixed by Negasonic Teen Warhead, which Yukio too as well in this movie. Yukio was so cute, and Negasonic Teen Warhead's girlfriend, she's really pretty too. Negasonic, don't sleep. She's a really cute girl. I don't know if she's really gay, but they worked. But yeah, they fixed the time watch, and then he starts going back. First thing he does is save Vanessa, which that isn't gonna ruin anything, because if he saves Vanessa, and as long as he knows what's supposed to happen, he could just continue doing the rest of the movie the way it was supposed to be, the way it was done. So therefore, there still could be a next sequel after this where Vanessa's alive, but everything still happened. You know what I'm saying? If you know everything's gonna happen, you can just make sure it does happens. And I think that's what happened. I think he's gonna stay alive. I don't think it's just some throwaway post credit. I think he's gonna stay alive. And as well, he goes back and he kills that Deadpool that no one liked, and then he kills Ryan Reynolds. Like, you're in the big time, brother. When he's looking at the Green Lantern script, boom, kills him, and just it's just funny. And then at the end, if you guys wait all the way to the end, they had the Juggernaut song, Holy Shitballs, Holy Shitballs, Holy Shitballs, it's a Juggernaut, Holy. If you it's just, everything about this movie, like I said, was it was definitely, I believe it was funnier. As far as the heart, it was still there. Might not have been as strong as the first movie, but that's just one small thing compared to the other things that are better. So if I had to give this a grade, Deadpool, to me, would get... Overall, even though there are plot holes, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this, and I enjoyed him, and I enjoyed what they were doing, the fourth wall breaking. I will give this an A. A minus, not an A plus, A. A solid A to the A minus, because it was a great movie. It was fun. A lot of things happened, but they definitely had a little tropes. They felt a little, they used a lot of the same jokes, but at the same time, a lot more worked. So it was sort of like the average was better, because even the first one, there was less jokes thrown, but it hit a little bit better. This one, there was more jokes thrown, so even though there was more that were bad, the average was a little bit better because there were so many more thrown. So, like I said, if I had to give this a grade, I'd give it an A to A-, and that's pretty much it. This is my review for Deadpool 2. So if you guys want to talk to me, comment about this, because I know it's been a while. I haven't done that many videos because, like I said, I've been busy. Just put on a notification for the next time I start uploading, because I'm going to try and start uploading more. Just stay with me, guys. Stay with me. And remember to subscribe. Check out my last review of whatever movie that I did, and check out the playlist of all the movies that I've reviewed. So remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Suburban Nerd, and you've just been nerdified. Catch you guys on the next review.